I'm going to say it because we're all saying it. Happy Valentine's Day. As Matt said already, you will need a place to write things down, whether that's a notebook, journal, back of a napkin, Taco Bell receipt, or even type on your phone, whatever feels most natural to you, but someplace that you can capture some thoughts. And while you're getting settled, I'll ask you what I've been asking everyone this week. Where on the spectrum of Valentine's Day do you fall? Are you more on the end of, I think I might be made of chocolate and rose petals and I'm just oozing with love? Or are you more on the end of, love is dead and my bones are forged from ashes and emptiness? And I'm realizing I'm a person that's either one or the other. There is no middle for me. So there it is for you. And if that is feeling a little poetic, that's great, because we are going to spend this morning writing a poem to ourselves. Many of us are on the journey to trust ourselves more, to listen to ourselves, to love ourselves, to find what we've lost, forgotten, or set aside, to care for someone else. And so the hope for this morning is that it's a time to reflect on who we are and who we're becoming through poetry. So here is how we will practice. I will read a poem and invite you to listen from the heart and hear these words from a meditative space. Following the poem, you'll have 2 minutes in silence, or the relative silence of your home, to reflect on a prompt inspired by the poem and write down your answer to the prompt. These will all be on slides, so you don't have to remember anything. We'll be reflecting on 5 poems this morning. And when we're finished, the response to all the prompts will string together to make a love poem to yourself. Also, I just want to invite everyone, don't overthink this. Just write what feels right. Trust yourself, listen to yourself, give yourself permission to be as abstract as you like or as concrete as you'd like. And remember, no one has to see this but you if you don't want them to. So be free to just be fully you. So with that, I am going to read us this first poem, which you'll also find on the screen. I invite you to listen and meditate on these words. You are not small. You are not unworthy. You are not insignificant. The universe wove you from a constellation. Just so, Adam, every fiber in you comes from a different star. Together, you are bound by stardust, altogether spectacularly created by the energy of the universe itself. And that, my darling, is the poetry of physics, the poetry of you. And so the prompt for this one, and feel free to get as abstract and as creative as you want. What are 3 things? Can be anything. Think big, think tiny. What are 3 things that are woven together to make you? And finish this sentence. And go ahead and, as you're writing, wherever you're deciding to write your poem, write down everything between the quotation marks, including your fill in the blanks. So I'll mark this 2 minutes by a bell. Right, and we will move on to the next poem. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across landscapes, over the prairies and deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are headed home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. So for this next one, make a list of 5 things your body loves and write down, and be sure to write down everything between the quotes. And if you're feeling stuck, think of your 5 senses, think of beauty in the mundane. Anything can go in those blanks. And spend some time reflecting. Right, finish up that thought, and I invite you to this next poem. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Reflect on this idea. What are your dreams, big or small? And before you do that, I do want to add this caveat. You should be the main subject of your dream. Or these are not dreams you have for other people, not for your kids, not for your partners. Those are beautiful dreams as well. But I really encourage us to look inward. What are your dreams? Give yourself permission to dream for you. Go ahead and fill in blank during this reflection time. Now I invite you to this next poem. Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. like locked rooms and books that are now written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers, which cannot be given to you because you will not be able to live with them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day to the answer. And the reflection for this is, what is the biggest question you're living with right now? What are you wrestling with? What's exciting you or weighing you down? Or what's your existential question of the moment? Go ahead and think about that and write it down. All right, and then join me in reflecting on this last poem. Come with every wound and every one you've ever loved, every lie you've ever told, and whatever it is that keeps you up at night. Every mouth you've punched in, all the blood you've ever tasted. Come with every enemy you've ever made and all the family you've ever buried, and every dirty thing you've ever done. Every drink that's burnt your throat, and every morning you've woken with nothing and no one. Come with all your loss, your regrets, sins, memories, blackouts, and secrets. I've never seen anything more beautiful than you. Take a moment to reflect, what are 3 things, rough edges, painful things that you want to usually bury or hide or run from, and use them to fill in this sentence. So, with everything you've written down between the quotation marks on each of those reflections, you will now have a poem about you and for you. So just take a moment to read it all together. And carry this poem with you this week. Be playful with it. If you want to add things, subtract things, move things around to make it more honest to you, remember there are no rules except the ones you create. Thanks for practicing with me this morning.